Okay, this is a book summary and review of The Little Book on Legal Writing by Alan Dworsky. And we're going to breeze through this chapter first. I'm going to read the intro paragraph because it's pretty good. But I think a lot of this is self-explanatory in the headers. If it's not self-explanatory, I'll read more later on and, I'll give my feedback where I see that the feedback is necessary and stuff like that. Anyways, chapter 13, questions presented. Briefs and office memos start with a question under the heading Questions Presented or Issue. A good question helps the reader grasp the subject of the brief or memo quickly, and the process of formulating questions will help you identify and clarify issues. This in turn will help you focus your writing in the discussion or argument that follows. This chapter explains how to construct a question step by step. First, choose clarity over completeness. Next, avoid starting questions with whether, W-H-E-T-H-E-R. Next, start with the law and end with facts. Questions should generally include both a law, a reference to a legal rule, and facts. Next, decide whether to use roles or names to refer to the parties. Using real-life roles such as buyer and seller often works well in a question and a brief because an appellate court is unfamiliar with the parties. Also, an appellate court is concerned not just with the particular parties in the case before it, but with how its resolution of the issue will affect the law and the conduct of citizens in the jurisdiction. Next, don't include legal conclusions in questions. Remember, a question defines an issue by giving the controller law and facts. It should not contain its own answer in the form of a legal conclusion. It should be left open so it can be answered by the discussion or argument that follows it. That makes a lot of sense. You don't want to be answering the question in your question. Next, state only main issues in the questions. Questions are like headings. They should be in proportion to the body of the discussion or argument they introduce. Minor issues don't need to be covered in your question at all. Important sub-issues can be covered by implication. Next, carefully select and emphasize undisputed facts to make a question persuasive. All questions above, they're citing examples, are objective and thus suitable for an office memo. The facts in each are balanced and they fairly summarize each situation. Next, emphasize your trial court victory in persuasive questions. In a brief, whichever side won in the trial court should lace its questions with references to that victory. Although a trial court's rulings on issues of law have little precedential weight, they at least show that a judge who studied the matter agreed with the winner's position. Thus, it might help a little for the winner's question to begin with, did the trial court properly rule that blank? On the other hand, a trial court's findings on the issues of facts carry great weight with an appellate court. The winner is therefore wise to begin with questions relating to issues of fact with, did the trial court properly find that blank? Next, turn questions into main point headings in a brief. So point headings serve to divide your brief and summarize your arguments. They must be complete sentences arranged in outline form. Main point headings should correspond to questions presented. Turn a question into a main point heading by changing it into an affirmative statement. Gets into a lot of legalese. We're not doing legalese. We're just going over really broad topics in the summary. Anyways, that is the end of chapter 13, questions presented. Remember, kiss that like button with your finger, kiss that subscribe button with your finger, and then if you're really interested, you can go to MiyakeZilla, the Patreon page, and support this project. We've got stuff in the works. There's going to be more coming out. But yeah, if you like this work, once again, support the MiyakeZilla Patreon. All right, bye. If you're an independent and you care about being represented, even more so if you're frustrated and you feel like you're not represented, the whole point of this project, the whole point of this content is to help independents feel like they've got a voice, feel like they've got somebody fighting for them. And so that's what this content's about. If you're interested in supporting this, go to the patreon.com/MiyakeZilla Patreon page and consider supporting us for $2 a month. That's all. All right, thank you very much. Bye.